business. So I will know how to, it will help me to know how to tell her what I will share with us for the next few minutes. And I believe that it will be a transforming experience for all of us. So please go ahead, share in the chat box um, what you do full time. Are you working? Are you in business? Let me know the state of the room. If I am talking to more business people, or am I talking to working professionals and executives? That will help me a lot. And of course, help me to know you all in detail and tell her what I will share to be very, very impactful to you and the work that you do. Any feedback for me? All right. So while that is coming up, I decided to share. All right. I'm not working at my foundation. Okay. You mean you're working at your foundation as the founder and CEO. That is amazing. Good, 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 good. Awesome. So I decided to share, and before I share, I want to thank you so much, Otis, for putting this together. And I have this strong passion to always contribute actively to the growth and the success of, fellow young Africans because it's one of the beautiful gifts that God has given Africa is the strength of the young people, the resilience, the creativity, the passion, and the commitment of the young people. And all of these we need to harness through proper equipping, proper training that can help the young people to thrive. I think it's 2018, I was in the beautiful city of Monrovia in Liberia for an education summit, I think put together by uh, um, UNICEF and the Ministry of Youth in partnership with the Ministry of Youth in Sierra Leone. These different bodies came together and put this amazing meeting together. And it was amazing, amazing time in Monrovia. And of course, looking forward to visiting again and sharing with the beautiful people of Liberia. So I want to briefly share with us on what I call how to move from knowledge obesity to elite execution. You see, one of the major things that my company does with my team in the United States is that we do a lot of research to begin to understand why is there a big gap between the elite performers, the people at the top, and the people at the bottom, especially in the lower class and the middle class. And in the last few years, we have spent a lot of resources to begin to understand what are those various key things that really differentiate those people that you see are performing at a high level in different industries and in business or even career, even sports and finance and non-profit, whatever. But why are they performing so well and people at the bottom or the lower class, the middle class, find it difficult to perform at that level and then rise to the top? And from our research and studies, we discovered so many key things and we have designed training solutions and mentorship programs and coaching programs and consulting programs around this. And one of the things that we discovered was that many people in the lower class and the middle class practice what I have now termed knowledge obesity. And the people at the top, they have a system, they have a structure, they have a character, they have a process where there is a way that they execute when they acquire knowledge. There's a way they execute that leads them to begin to produce results in a way that can take them from a lower level in life to a higher dimension in whatever they're doing in career and business. And I'm believing that by the end of this session we're going to have, somebody's going to have a blueprint, a strategic action that you can run with and begin to move from being somebody who just acquire knowledge, but there's a way you can execute that knowledge and become a person of impact, influence, and income, right? Because the power of knowledge, one thing that knowledge should do to you, for example, you're going to gain new knowledge today. And I always say that proper new knowledge should be able to enhance your ability to create impact, influence, and income, because knowledge should reduce suffering, right? When I say knowledge should reduce suffering, what I mean is if you're listening to me right now and your business is suffering from low sales or low profitability, or in your personal life, you're struggling with financial issues, you see, one thing that knowledge should do to you when you acquire that knowledge is that knowledge should reduce that level of suffering. Because when knowledge enters you, it should help you to create solutions or create value or correct something in your life that will ease the things that you have been struggling with and bring you into a higher level of results, of outcomes, and make you a better person. And that is why I have come to the conclusion that one of the best things that anybody, any human being in Africa, in Europe, North America, wherever you are, one of the best things that you can know how to do is to know how to acquire the relevant knowledge and know how to execute that knowledge in a way that it practically creates a significant change and transformation in the work that you do. Right. So one of the most dangerous illusions that I have come to discover from my studies and research and even practice as a person is that in personal development, in entrepreneurship, in people that talk about peak performance, they get to be very obsessed with learning new things, acquiring knowledge without equivalent strategic execution, knowledge execution that can change their lives. You see, many people, if you talk to many young people right now, they believe that they need more courses, they need to read more books, they need to acquire more strategies, and that is good. But the challenge is that if you believe that you need to get all of those before you start taking action, you will never really become a change agent, because the people who get to change their generation and the people who get to build amazing careers and companies and non-profits and whatever, there are people who understand that for knowledge to produce value, knowledge must be accompanied with momentum. You see, knowledge that is accompanied with movement or momentum or execution is knowledge that will always change your life. So we came to the conclusion from our studies that when you see the 1%, the top 1% or the top 10% in any industry, when you see them doing exceptionally well and producing what others cannot produce, and you see, do you know that there are more people in the middle class and lower class that know more things more than people in the upper class? But one of the major differences is that they have understood how to move from knowledge obesity into knowledge execution. But there is a framework, there is a process, there are some key things that if you understand, they will begin to change the quality of your results. Because there is a strong difference between being a knowledge consumer and a knowledge producer. And many people that struggle to break out in career and business and finance and impact and influence, what have you, they are very good at consuming knowledge, but they struggle to become knowledge producers. I am telling you, this is one thing that all of us in this call right now, and people that will watch this later on, if you understand this principle and fit it in your life as a person, fit it in your career, in your business, or in whatever you're building, in 12 months, you can literally skyrocket the quality of the result that you produce. Do you know why? Because there you would never achieve beyond the quality of knowledge that you have. You are where you are right now in your career, finance, business, location, wherever you are right now. You are at that particular spot because the knowledge that you knew or you acquired and you put to use brought you to that particular level. Nobody builds anything or achieve anything beyond the quality of knowledge that they possess and they put to use. I always fondly say that when you see anybody doing better than you in any sector, it's not about you being jealous or envious. One key differentiating factor is that there is something they know and they are doing that you don't know and you are not doing. Either there's a body of knowledge that they know, or there is somebody they know, or there is a platform that they know, or there is an opportunity somewhere that there is something they just know. There's a body of knowledge that they have about something, and they're deploying, they are putting to use that body of knowledge in a way that you have no idea. You cannot do it, right? So it is very important to begin to understand this, that you need to move from being a knowledge consumer or practicing knowledge obesity, where you just absorb information without execution, and become a knowledge producer, where you take what you learn and you create real outcomes or results. So the goal of this training today is to help you to break the addiction of consistently just acquiring knowledge and you don't know how to execute it in a way that can bring life transforming results in your life. So we've created different frameworks to do this, but I'll teach on one framework today, which is what I call the knowledge conversion engine. The knowledge conversion engine. And I guarantee you, this is something that I have used in different consulting sessions and coaching programs, and we have seen amazing results in the lives of our clients, their careers and businesses. If you would change your life, one thing that must be in your toolbox is your knowledge conversion engine. Is to follow this three-stage process that can help you to transform your life by putting to use all the knowledge you have acquired in the last 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or 5 years or what have you, right? Because knowledge only becomes power when that knowledge is processed, implemented, and refined into results. Let me say it again. Knowledge only becomes power when it is processed, implemented, and refined into results. Information remains dormant. You see, this is a knowledge community that artists have put together, providing training, quality training on different areas and all of that. That knowledge that you have acquired over time will always remain dormant, even though that knowledge has the power to 10x your results in career, business, finance, what have you. But it will always remain dormant until you strategically begin to convert that particular knowledge into actionable insights. Because there is power in your ability that as you are listening to me right now, follow me carefully. As you're listening to me right now, you have the kind of mindset that you're going to process what I'm saying either right now or after this training. You're going to process it. You're going to test it, put it to use. And as you are testing it, You are adapting what you're learning in real time into your career and your business situation. Let me say it again. For example, you go back to your notes or to the uh, materials that the leadership of this community have shared with you, and you take those materials. You say, no, apart from just reading and learning, there is a deeper way to do this. I want to process all of this. Then I take key insights and I begin to test it. And as I'm testing it, I am adapting it into a real career problem I'm facing, into a real business situation I am facing. Why? Because true power lies in having a system. Understand it. And that's the system I want to give you. I want to give you that system. True power lies in you as a leader. You see, I do a lot of consulting and coaching with people in different levels. See, those guys, they are where they are because they hunt for knowledge. They hunt for expert knowledge, expert strategy and insights. But they don't just hunt it. You see, anybody you see at the top, they have paid the price to be there. They have paid significant price to be there. And one of the major price that they pay is knowledge acquisition. And then paying the price, laboring in converting that knowledge into key situations in their businesses, in their finances, in their ventures, in their careers, in the way that it is so refined that they produce results that it puts them at the top of their industries, at the top financially. So your true power, hear me very well. Many of us are young people here, maybe under 40, under 35, some people under 30. Listen carefully. Your true power, your true power. This is something that will run your life. If you understand, it will run you for the rest of your life because you will always be playing this game. As long as you have made up your mind that you are a change maker, you are a leader, you are a disruptor, and you want to stand out in your generation, then this thing will run your life for almost forever, right? So your true power, follow me carefully before I give you this system of 3 stages to convert your knowledge into results in whatever you're doing. Your true power as an entrepreneur in this call right now, as a career executive, as a non-profit leader, as a community leader in whatever that you're doing in your community, your true power lies in having a system that can translate knowledge into movement, momentum, and mastery. The 3 M's. Anytime you come in contact with new knowledge, like this is new knowledge here right now. Anytime you come in contact with new knowledge, have a system that translates that knowledge into movement, into a momentum, and into mastery. It's very important. You see, when I made up my mind about 14 years ago that in Cameroon that I am not going to be normal, I am going to be a disruptor, I'm going to be a leader, I'm going to be somebody that can bring change anywhere I find myself. I began to read books. Till today, I read minimum 30 books a year, minimum. That has been my tradition like in the last 12 years or 13 years. And like things started to shift when I began to create and discover that, hey, I need to create a process that I can put what I'm getting into tangible results that I can run with it and others can run with it. So you come to a point where when you're on this call or you're in this knowledge community right now with Otis, and Otis brings expert or he's teaching you a course. As you're gaining that course, that's just first step of the process. You need to come to a place. They see there's a higher place, guys. There's a higher place of doing it. See, anybody can read. Anybody can pick a book and read. Anybody can listen to a YouTube video. Even right now on this call, Anybody here with 2 ears can hear me right now, right? But there's a higher dimension where the big boys play. There's a higher dimension where the boss ladies begin to play. What is that dimension? Where they have a system that they have created. And that system enables them to translate any relevant knowledge they are gaining into a movement, into a mission, that's movement, into momentum, that is action, and into mastery, exceptional skills from that knowledge they are applying. Because, hear me very well, knowledge must evolve. Never forget this. It's a law. Knowledge must evolve. If you acquire knowledge and that knowledge does not evolve, you have not done the job. Knowledge must evolve through action before it can hold economic value. Let me say it again. You see, this is one of the major differentiating factors between the rich and the broke. Knowledge must evolve through strategic actions before that knowledge can hold economic value. See, any amount of knowledge holds economic value. Any knowledge holds economic value. The challenge is many people do not know how to, the process to go through to evolve that knowledge into a set of actions that can begin to generate economic value. See, what I'm teaching you right now, I have taught somebody the same thing in a coaching program, and that person doubles the income of their business. They say, no, you already know too much. You know what? I want to teach you something different. So I want to teach you a system that you can begin to convert what you know into things that make sense. And boom, his business changed. But you see, not everybody will listen to what I'm teaching you right now and take it and convert that knowledge into economic value. I want to ask you a question. If you have been in this community for a few months, few weeks, or few years, what is your new economic value as a result of you being a member of this community? Ask yourself that question. What is your new economic value? What's your new worth? Right? Very important. If you're ready for the 3 stages, write 3 stages in the chat box. Let me be sure. If you don't write, I'm not giving you anything. If you want to learn the 3 stages that you can follow to convert the knowledge that you have or you're learning into something of value, write 3 stages in the chat box. Go ahead. To be sure that nobody's sleeping on this call. Write 3 stages in the chat box. Are you guys there? Are you hearing me? Can you hear me? Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. I see Joseph. Thank you. Who else? Thank you, Otis. Thank you, Taze. I hope I got your name right. All right. Who else? Thank you, Patience. Yes. One last person. There are 10 people on this call right now. There are 10 high-profile leaders on this call right now. I need one last person. One last person. Give me 3 stages in the chat box, and then we proceed. Okay. We don't have so much time, so I must give you these 3 stages in less than 15 minutes. I have another training after this. So, the first stage that we have tested, we have refined, we have experimented, all of these things I'm telling you. So it's not guesswork. I never bring anything to the public that I've not tested myself or in a small group of people, right? So it works. If you put it to work, you will see the results. Stage 1, knowledge distillation. Knowledge distillation. Knowledge distillation. In simple terms, your ability to reduce any knowledge that you receive into simplicity for yourself. So, for example, whatever I'm saying here today, you are absorbing it, that's good. But to experience elite execution, you have to reduce that knowledge into a simple process for you based on where you are right now and what you want to achieve. Why is this important? Because most people collect knowledge without filtering what is essential. You see, for example, I can watch a 1 hour YouTube video of what I search on YouTube, but I'm searching for key insights that may just end up being in 3 lines, 3 action steps, because I was watching that video with clear objectives and I had the mind that I am going to distill this 1 hour message into 5 lines or 4 lines, which are actionable lines. One thing I discovered was that when I provide coaching to a millionaire, a high performer, their goal is always, how can I break whatever this guy is coaching me into key things that I can run with? I'll do my best to break it down for them, but they'll still break it down on their level. Knowledge distillation. You are reducing complexity into simplicity. Very powerful. When you get stage 1 right, you can always build amazing things. Because your goal in this stage 1 is to distill every insight. If you're reading a book, if you're taking a course, your goal is that you want to distill every insight into ideas that will begin to force clarity and execution. You want to get something very clear. Oh, based on what Joybert is teaching, based on where I am, these are the key insights based on all he has said for me and where I am right now. These are the key insights I am taking right now with clarity and I'm executing in my finance, in my business, in my career. You see, knowledge, as a professional who is an elite performer from today, when you are absorbing any body of knowledge into your life, that knowledge must undergo filtration. You must filter that knowledge into ideas. You must filter that knowledge to be able to reveal what can drive execution and decision for you. Because if the knowledge you are acquiring does not evolve into execution and you making some decisions, you have not done something right with that knowledge. That's why people can listen to a very fine expert, exceptionally expert with results, but not everybody produces result with what they share. So if there's one thing you're learning from today, is to learn that from today, if you're reading a book, if you're taking a course, if you're on a webinar, you must make up your mind that I am not sitting here as an average person. I am not learning like every other person. No, I am learning like somebody who is a wealthy elite performer. You see, I always say that there's the school of the poor and there's the school of the rich. There is a way that people in the school of the rich, there's a way they study. And I'm teaching you how people who attend the school of the rich, how they study. People who attend the school of the poor, they have no study process. Some don't even study at all. Not to talk of a study process, right? So we are here in the school of the rich, in the school of elite performers, right? So as an elite performer right now, as a wealthy person who is on a pathway to become more wealthier, you must start wearing your filtration glasses. Anytime you're reading a book, taking a course, or on a webinar like this, and your goal is that whatever I am getting, I'm going to distill it into ideas and insights that will cause me to make a decision or to execute. It's what I call intellectual engineering. Intellectual engineering is something we all must begin to do here in this call. We begin to distill and compress the knowledge you are acquiring into something concise, into something contextualized based on where you are, or into actionable intelligence. So, for example, after reading a book, you can ask yourself a very important question. What is the one idea from this book that I can apply in my particular area of my life and gain results? That's why you don't buy books from excitement. I buy a lot of books, but I buy books based on the challenge in my life I want to solve. Never buy a book, never buy a course in your life without that book being attached to a challenge or to a growth level you want to attain. Never do that. You are wasting your resources and time. So if you see a book in my house, know that that book is a solution tool to a problem I'm facing or to a place I want to grow to. So when I read a book, when I've read a book in total, I always start by asking myself, so this whole book that you're done reading, I'm writing my summaries on all of that. But all that summary must start with one idea that I've picked from that book that if I execute in this area of my life where there was a problem, I'll see results. After that, I take three ideas. So out of this book, what are three other ideas that if I execute, it will advance my life forward? So stage one, knowledge distillation. Stage two, application mapping. Application mapping, very important stage. Very, very important stage. Now, what does this mean? It means that at this stage, you are tying every idea to immediate action. That's the meaning of application mapping. So, for example, as you're hearing me right now, your mind can be practicing application mapping. Oh, based on what I'm hearing right now, there's a book I'm reading right now. How do I put this to use based on what I'm learning? That's your brain putting stage two to work, application mapping. Where if you're reading a book, taking a course, taking a 9 months program, 1 year program, you're tying every idea, every insight into immediate action. So at this stage, you're asking a question like, how does this apply to my current challenge? Very important. How does this apply to my current challenge? Because the goal here is that no insight. See, I'm giving you guys so many insights. And if you're practicing stage two, your mission here is no insight should stay theoretical. And personally for me, I have what I call 3 days rule or 72 hours rule. If I'm taking a course, I am reading a book, know that whatever I'm learning, I have a law in my life. I will start trying to put it to use within the next 3 days. If you see me pick a book and read, know that that law is at work already. Whatever I'm learning, I am executing my 3 days execution rule. I don't learn for fun. I don't learn for excitement. I learn for demonstration and result manifestation. Because application mapping is at work. You see, knowledge gains power only when you map out that knowledge directly into a current problem you're facing, or into a current level of growth you want to see. Let me say it again. The things I'm teaching you guys here right now on this call, these things will only gain power in your destiny, in that business, in that career, if you are mapping what I am telling you directly into a current problem now or into a stage of growth you want to achieve. So through application mapping, you begin to translate insights into initiatives, insights into turning those insights to solve strategic needs in your problem. Hear me very well. Hear me very well. Never forget this. Knowledge acquisition is only complete when that knowledge is tied into real-time execution plan. Knowledge acquisition is only complete when you tie that knowledge into real-time execution plan. See, what I'm telling you guys, if people who really attend courses and training programs and read books, if they put these to use, what you will achieve in 3 years, you can achieve in 1 year or even less. Because there is no, it is a law that works anywhere around the world. If you put new knowledge to use the right way, your life must advance forward. It's a simple law. The challenge is many people learn. Should I say learn? Many people absorb information, but very few people know how to convert it into relevant knowledge that can produce results. So many people are obese knowledge-wise. That's what I'm talking about, moving from knowledge obesity into elite execution and manifestation. So stage 2 is very important because when you begin to practice application mapping, the knowledge you are learning right now will begin to collide with a problem and create relevance as far as your life is concerned. Under this stage, understand that action is the proof of understanding. Never forget that. You see, I have a mentorship community, private, highly exceptional people, very exclusive, paid for. And I always tell them, after our mentorship call, the only proof that you understood is the action that you take. Action is the proof of understanding. Action is the proof of understanding. If you have been in this community with artists for a few months or a few weeks, proof that you have been understanding what he and other experts have been teaching you are the set of actions you have taken as a result of what you have heard. So you have understanding or not, right? So not a debate, but just a challenging question for you, right? Lastly, stage 3. Stage 3. If you are ready for stage 3, type ready. Type ready in the chat box. I want to be sure that I'm carrying everybody along with me. Type ready in the chat box. Stage 3. Good. Thank you, Jefferson. Thank you, Patience. All right. 2 people are enough. Now, stage 3 is what you call execution experimentation. Guys, hear me. I have had the privilege as a result of my work to coach and be in the room or in the environment of these people that make millions and all of that, right? These guys, this is one of the biggest secrets I learned. I'm telling you. One of their biggest secrets is execution experimentation. You can put in bracket rapid testing and refinement. Their biggest secret is not what they scale in public. No, that's not their biggest secret. You see, Apple's biggest secret is not this iPhone right now. It's not their biggest secret. Their biggest secret is execution experimentation. They practice what I call scalability of excellence. There's a principle I call the principle of scalability of excellence. They only scale in public what they have experimented in private. And there is no better way to convert knowledge or to move from knowledge obesity into elite execution without practicing stage 3. Execution experimentation, rapid testing and refinement. For example, you take the things I'm teaching you guys right now. You say, you know what? These things that Dr. Joybert shared, they are good. I'm going to pick an area of my life, very small area, not too much, small area. And I'm going to test it quickly. Rapid testing and refinement. I'm going to test it, refine, test it, refine, test it, refine. When it is excellent, I now practice scalability of excellence. I now scale what works. You see, execution beats theory, hands down, always at all times. You see, this is one of the reasons why they always say that, A students work for B and C students. You know why? Because C students are action people. A students, they want to get all the intelligence, all the theory, and all they want to get the bookwork right, which is good. But B and C students, all those guys, they don't have time for too much book. Let's get to work. Let's be matching and going momentum. As I said, knowledge must be accompanied with movement, momentum, and of course, mastery, right? Execution beats theory. Learning happens in the field, not in your head. Never forget that. True learning happens in the field, not in your head. The goal here is implement small and then scale the experiments that work. Implement small and then scale the experiments that work. Very important, right? So execution experimentation will scale your knowledge by refining what works and discarding what doesn't work. You see, there are many people that have read so many books, taken so many courses, and in all that knowledge they have in their journals, in their books, and even in their head, they don't know which one works and which one doesn't work. The only thing I keep in my folders, in my files, and in my tools are the things that I have experimented and they work and I can run with it. Very important. So, for example, let's say somebody here, you're an entrepreneur and you notice that your marketing is not good, your sales are not good. Instead of just reading about marketing books and taking courses on all of that, no, go a bit further. Instead of learning marketing for months, take a key idea, a key insight from one of the books or courses you have taken. Run a small marketing campaign. For example, you can run a marketing campaign in your church. A marketing campaign with your WhatsApp contacts, 10 of them, 15 of them, but just create something. Run a campaign at that level. Execute an experiment. That's the goal. When you execute it, the goal is rapid testing what you're learning, refine based on the feedback you're getting, and then boom, you can now scale the excellence of what you've tested and it has worked and it will help you. You see, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 are critical. The elite performers, what they scale in public as excellence is what they have done in stage 1, stage 2, and of course, stage 3. I hope that this was helpful to you and you pick out something that will change your business, your career, and even your finances, because any new knowledge has economic value, directly or indirectly. I always say that you have no reason absorbing any new knowledge that cannot do 3 things for you: increase your impact, your influence, and your income. And I guarantee you what you have learned today will directly and indirectly affect these 3 things in your life. I have a free PDF that is a bit heavy and I get to share. I want to share with you guys. So you can join, you can just click there, put in your email, and very shortly soon you will receive an email from me again, giving you a 1-page document talking about this in very precise way that you can run with it and keep it as in your toolbox, right? Personally, for me, I have a folder on my laptop where I keep very important tools that I can always go look at and say, oh, what can I execute based on where I am running business and career and whatever that I am doing. And you can download that document and keep it somewhere that as one of your tools that you can use. So please feel free to get that, fill that form and you will get it and I'll send it to you immediately. I have about 5 minutes. I can take 1 or 2 questions and I'm good to go if there's room for questions. And thank you again, Otis, for having me.